The Premier League season is right around the corner, and what better way to start off our discussion with the new Premier League season than to make our Premier League predictions. How's it going, guys? Mr. Game of Famer, and today we have another episode of Sports Talk. And in this episode of Sports Talk, I want to make my 2016-17 Premier League predictions. How these clubs are going to rank 1 through 20. Well, 20 through 1. I'm going to go in that order, and also give you my thoughts on who is going to be PFA Player of the Year, Manager of the Year, Golden Boot, and Goalie of the Year, just those 4 awards. And also just quickly, who I think are going to win in some of the other top leagues around the world, like La Liga, Bundesliga, Ligue 1, and Serie A. Just the winners, that's it. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. So 20th place. Let's start off 20th place. I think this team's gonna go straight back down. Not really with a fight. It's Hull City. Hull City are gonna go straight back down to number 20. And even with Steve Bruce, I think they probably still would have went down. And they still don't have a manager. They've done nothing this transfer window. And they've also sold pretty much their best player, Diame, to Newcastle. So they're going straight back down. There's not going to be any fight. It's going to be pretty bad for Hull City. 19th place, we have Burnley, another newly promoted team from the Championship. And when they were up 2014-2015 season, they were a fairly exciting team. There was a lot of attack. Obviously, they had Danny Ings, who's now in Liverpool, and Sean Dyche is still he's still the manager. But I think they'll get some good performances. That they'll it'll be exciting to watch them again. But they're not going to do anything, and they're going to go straight back down as well. 18th place, the team that's just going to get relegated. This is a team that has been surviving relegation for the past couple seasons, and that is Sunderland. Sunderland, I think what sealed it was Big Sam leaving. Big Sam, I think if he was still the manager, I think he would have stayed up, because he's a manager who knows, if he's given an objective, he hit that objective. If he's going to stay up, he's going to stay up. That's what he did at West Ham. And I think he'll do a pretty good job for England. Even how high his prestige is, he hasn't won a major trophy, but he does the job he does his job well. So I think they haven't done a whole lot this window, and also David Moyes could he could do I think he could do a good job, but I think possibly after those 2 poor, his recent clubs with United and Sociedad, I think that could possibly have an effect on him. And also, if they don't really bring any other players in, I think they're gonna go back down. And despite Moyes actually being a good manager, still that's not gonna save Sunderland, and they're gonna go back down after a couple seasons of them barely surviving the drop. 17th place, just surviving, is West Brom. I think they have a good manager, Tony Pulis. He's a good manager, but I don't think they have a lot of depth. I think they're lacking a good squad. But I think Pulis is a good manager, and I think that's gonna have an effect. And they're probably just gonna survive, in my opinion. And I think they have to sell Berahino. I think with they can get some good money, and they can improve that squad, and especially that Berahino does not want to be there, and it's shown on social media, and what he said, that he does not want to be there. Just sell him. There's no need, and I don't really highly rate him, to be honest. He's good. He has some potential, but he's not the future England star. But yeah, 17th, I think they're just going to survive the drop. 16th place, I have Bournemouth. Bournemouth is pretty much the smallest team in the league, and I think they're gonna do fairly well. I think they finished 16th as well last year, and there's some exciting stuff from Bournemouth. I think Eddie Howe eventually is going to be the future manager for England. And thank goodness he did not take the job. And because that could have ruined his reputation. That could have ruined him for his whole career if he took it. He's very young and he needs some more experience. And I think they have some good players as well. I think Max Gradle can definitely do a job as. Although he was there last year, I think he's still a good signing from last year. I think they bought some pretty good players. They bought Jordan Ibe and Brad Smith from Liverpool. He also bought Lewis Cook as well, so that's good. Although they got rid of Matt Ritchie, which he's a pretty good player, but they did replace him with Jordan Ibe. So that can go up for debate who you think is better. But I think they'll be an exciting team, and I think they'll finish 16th place. 15th, I have Middlesbrough, and they're the only promoted team that's going to survive and live for another day. I think they bought well. They've got some good players. I think they've got some. First off, I think goalie, they're set with Valdez and Guzan. They're set. They're good. They also got Negredo, who's done a lot. He's a good player. He's a good player, and although he's more experienced than some players, he's an experienced player, and also he didn't do terrible for Manchester City a couple of seasons ago when he was on loan. And I think Fischer from Ajax is a good signing. That's a good signing for a cheap price and for how touted he is. That's a good signing. I think they'll do a good job, and I think they'll survive 15th place. 14th place, I have Crystal Palace. And I think Pardew is, I guess you could say he's a reason why they're getting hold back. Because he is a very inconsistent manager, and I know a lot of people don't like him. I'm not the biggest fan of Pardew, but I think they've bought well. I think Townsend's a good signing. I think Mandanda is going to is going to save some points for them. Kind of like what Cech did last year for Arsenal. I think he's going to have a huge effect on Crystal Palace. But I think Pardew could possibly derail this team. I honestly think he could possibly be the first manager sacked, despite them finishing like 14th. I think he could possibly be one of the first managers being sacked in the league. So I have Crystal Palace 14th place. 13th, I have Watford, and it's definitely interesting because I think they have a good team. I think Dini and Ighalo is a good pairing, and although when there was a transfer from Ighalo for like £30 million or something from a Chinese team or something like that, and they rejected it, that was bad because Ighalo is a good player, but he's not great. It was something like 30 million, 50 million or something. It was something ridiculous. And they actually rejected it, which probably made your head scratch. Like, he's good, but he's not that good. Also, I think Kike Flores, the manager last year, actually did a good job. I think he still should have gotten another chance as well. I think they should have never fired him. They'll finish mid-table as well. I think maybe if Flores was there, I think he might have finished a little bit higher. But 13th place for Watford. 12th place, I have Southampton. If Koeman was still there, I think they'll finish a little bit higher. Even years, there's been seasons and seasons that they've lost players, and Koeman still manages to finish top half. And I think this year they're going to go a little down. I think, especially losing Wanyama, Mane, and Pella, that's going to have a huge effect. Because who else do they have? They have Tadic, he's good. They have Van Dijk, the Dutch player. They also have Jose Font. So they have good players there. They still have decent players, but I think Koeman's a very good manager. I highly rate Koeman, so I think he's gonna have an effect, and also with the other players, with more players leaving and going to other Premier League teams, except for Pella, who's going to Chinese Super League. That's going to have an effect on Southampton, and that's why they're going to finish 12th. 11th place, I got Swansea City. I thought they bought pretty well. I think Lorente and Boston, I believe the other a striker. I think that those are two good signings, and I think one of them could be like a Michu 2.0. And they bought well. I actually really like Leroy Fair, probably because he's one of my favorite players in FIFA. So, but I think Andre Ayew is a big loss for them because he's a very good player, and yeah, I think 11th is perfect. That's where we're gonna finish. Now we're going to 10th place, and that is Stoke City. They're really good, like 9th or 10th place. They always finish around that area. I think they bought decently. They still have good players. They have Bojan, they have Shaqiri, Arnautovic. Crouch. Obviously, he's a great player. Joe Allen. Especially with his performance from the Euros, that could be very interesting. I think he could definitely do some good things for Stoke City, and yeah, I think they'll show a lot of promise attacking like they did last season with Arnautovic and Shaqiri and Bojan. So it's gonna be an exciting team to watch. Stoke City is, just like last year. 9th place. Now we're hitting 9th place, top half. It was really tough to put this team here, but I want to put West Ham United. They did great things last season. I really like Slaven Bilic. He's built a great team. They have good players. Payet is a different class as well. He's great. And now they're playing in the Olympic Stadium. I think the reason why they're going to finish lower, although they bought very well, they bought Norvite, Ayew, Feghouli for free. That is a great signing. I think he's going to be a great signing for them. The reason why is because, first off, I just think the other teams are a little better than them. And as well, if they move on to the they're in the Europa League playoff now, and if they qualify for group stages, you know how that schedule works, and you saw that with Everton a couple seasons ago under Martinez, and that affected their little run, and everyone really excited for them, and they finished 11th or something, Everton. And I think that's going to affect due to the whole scheduling, it's Wednesday or Thursday games, and then there's Saturday, Sunday game for the Premier League, and that could possibly have an effect. I think they'll do a lot of good things, and especially when if they lose or they get dropped off and they lose early, I think they're going to pick up in the Premier League and do a lot of good things. They're an exciting team to watch, but I just think with the Europa League and also some of the other teams getting just a little bit better, they're going to finish in 9th place. 8th place, I got Everton. Everton, I think they should be happy with 8th place through the past few seasons under Martinez, and I think Koeman is great. I think he's probably the best signing for them. I really like Koeman. That's the thing. He's a great manager. They bought well. They also bought Gueye, the Aston Villa center midfielder, and they're also going to buy Ashley Williams from Swansea, which is also going to have a good effect on them. If they keep Lukaku, I think he's going to do a lot of good things for them. I think Barkley could possibly do a good job. Who's their goalie? Is it still Joel Robles? Is it still him? If that's he's not terrible, but maybe you can still. Oh no, they have Stecklenburg. Stecklenburg on. Okay, never mind. So, yeah, I think they should be happy with 8th place due to the past few seasons. So 8th place is where I think Everton will finish. 7th place, I got Liverpool. This is the first full season under Jurgen Klopp. And it's going to be very exciting because he's probably my favorite manager in the world, Jurgen Klopp. That guy shows so much passion than other managers in the world. And he's a very, very good manager. And now he has now in his full season, he had a whole summer transfer window to assess the team, get rid of players like, for example, Joe Allen, and they're possibly get rid of Benteke. So I guess they're trying to get rid of players that don't really fit Klopp's system. And I think Mane is a great signing. I think Wijnaldum on his day, especially with a good manager, because he had Steve McLaren as his manager for a majority of the season. I think now he's with Klopp. I think he'll do a lot of good things for them. And that's why I have Liverpool finishing in 7th place. In 6th place, we have Tottenham Hotspurs. Tottenham Hotspur, we're competing with Leicester for the title race pretty much the whole season. They put on a run, and then those last couple of weeks they went a little bit downhill and they finished in 3rd place. They have a good team. The reason why I have them finishing in 6th is because I think they haven't done a whole lot in the transfer window. Yes, they brought in Wanyama and they brought in Janssen from the Dutch league, but still, I think they still need to strengthen their team a little bit more. I don't think they have a good team. I think they're just lacking a couple more players, and that's why I have them finishing in 6th place. And you're probably wondering, where are Leicester City? Where are the reigning Premier League winners? Do you think they're going back-to-back seasons winning the Premier League? I do not. I have them finishing in 5th place. Their story was incredible and was awesome, but I don't think they're going to repeat. And I think a lot of people don't have them repeating as well. I think they're going to finish in 5th place because I think the loss of Conte is huge. A huge loss. But even if they lose Mahrez, I think they'll probably finish a little bit lower. But if they do keep hold of Mahrez, I think they could definitely compete for a Europa League spot. I think they've bought fairly well. I like the signing of Musa. They also signed the Polish kid. So I thought they bought pretty well. And yeah, and it's probably gonna be a lot of pressure for them, I guess, But this is but if they finish in 5th place, that's a good sign that that they're not one season wonders. They can actually compete with the top clubs, and I think they'll finish in 5th place. Now in 4th place, Champions League spot, I have Arsenal. 4th place again. 4th place again for last year they finished in 2nd place, and they've bought well, I guess. They bought Granit Xhaka. That's a great signing. It's a really good signing, but they've only signed Takuma Asano and Rob Holding, and that's it. They still need a center back. They're linked heavily with Mustafi, which I do think that deal is going to get done. Probably not before the start of the season. I think probably before the 2nd game. I do think it's gonna get done. But they still need a striker. They need a striker, an out-and-out striker, and they're lacking it. And I think it's gonna be the same old Arsenal. They're gonna finish in 4th, and I guess everyone will be fine. There'll be the Wenger in, Wenger out thing all over again, and that's why I have them finishing in 4th place. 3rd place, I have Chelsea. Chelsea's season last year was a disaster. It was pretty bad. And Gus Hiddink did a pretty good job, actually. When he came in from Rio, I thought he did pretty well. And now they have Conte now from Italy, from the Italian. He was the national team manager for Italy. And I thought Conte signing was great. That was a great signing, especially for only £30 million. I think Leicester could have gotten a little bit more money from him. That is a great sign for Chelsea. Yeah, I think Conte is gonna have it's hard to know it's hard to say which Conte I mean. I think Conte, the manager, is after a successful Euro run. I think they can push for a title contention. I think Hazard can regain his form as well as some other players as well. That's why I finished them in 3rd place. Okay, so now 1st and 2nd place. I kept flipping these teams, and I think I have my conclusion. So I want to say number 2. The second place is Manchester United. I have Manchester United finishing in 2nd place. I had those two Manchester teams flipping. back and forth, and I have United because I think because it's hard to say. I just think Manchester City, who I think is who's gonna win. That's who I think is gonna win the Premier League. I just think they're better. I think they have the better manager. I thought they've bought not better. I thought they bought very, very well. I think they have the better squad just heading into the season. How about heading into the transfer window? I think Manchester United needed some more work with their team, but Manchester City had so many great players, and I think that's great. And also I think Manchester City has bought very well. Also, talk about Man United. I thought they've bought very well. Zlatan, Bailey, Mkhitaryan, and obviously recently Paul Pogba. That's great. They also have Jose Mourinho, who knows the league, although he had a terrible season with Chelsea. Who knows if that's going to carry over to the start of the season? I don't think so, but that's why I'm finishing second place. I think the title race will be very competitive, and I think it could definitely, take them to maybe, the final week of the season. And that's why I'm finishing Man City first place. The reason why I'm having Man City first place is because Pep Guardiola is the best manager in the world. He's accomplished so many things, and although they haven't had the greatest preseason, I guess, I think they're going to be fine. They've bought very well, and they bought for the future, a lot of players like Sané and Stones. I think although they could definitely have an effect on the team right now, that if they're given a shot, those players haven't even reached their potentials yet. And also Man City are looking to replace Joe Hart possibly with Ter Stegen. That'll be very helpful as well. I think Man City, even with the signings, they still have Sergio Aguero, Kevin De Bruyne, David Silva, Yaya Toure, Vincent Kompany. So they're fine. They're great. They have a great squad, and that's why I have them winning the 2016-2017 season. Okay, now my predictions are over. Now I want to make some award predictions. Just very few. I'm not going to go through team of the season. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do fairly simple ones. I think the Golden Boot, the player who scored the most goals in the league, in my opinion, I think Zlatan Ibrahimovic is going to win. He's going to bag in so many goals, and he's going to do a lot of great things. I think he still has bags of goals to score. Even he's 34, 35, he is still one of the most talented strikers in the world. Doesn't matter how old he is. He's going back in tons of goals, and that's why I have him winning the Golden Boot. Goalkeeper of the year. I think it's gonna be Kasper Schmeichel. Because I have him finishing in 5th place. I think he's gonna have a big effect on their team, even bigger than last year, in my opinion. Because I think their team, I guess you could say, has gotten weaker. I guess, but I think I guess probably more teams will probably understand how Leicester City will play, and I think Kasper Schmeichel will have a huge role for Leicester City, a bigger role than he had last year, and he's gonna save some great. He's gonna have some big games. He's gonna save them points, and that's why I have Kasper Schmeichel fit as the best goalkeeper. Okay, manager of the season. It's gonna be Pep Guardiola without a doubt. First season in, he's gonna lead Man City to the championship, to the title, and yeah, that's it. That's all I have for manager of the year. And PFA player of the year, I think, because it feels like it usually goes to the team that wins it. I think the players that have the biggest effect on their team. I think it's gonna be Kevin De Bruyne. I think he is world class. I think he's gonna definitely get on a lot of people's radars again. He had a very good season last year. I think he's gonna have a better season with Guardiola. And he is gonna do a lot of great things, especially in that midfield. If he is in that cam position, he's gonna do a lot of good things for Man City, and I think he's gonna have a huge effect as well on their title run. Okay, guys, so the last but not least, I'm going to talk about the winners of some of the other top leagues around the world. So Serie A, Ligue 1, Bundesliga, and La Liga. So I'm going to start off with Ligue 1, and still I think PSG is going to win it. They have the most money. They're like the most expensive club in the world. One of the most expensive clubs in the world. Definitely in La Liga, not La Liga, Ligue 1. They bought very well. I think Krychowiak is a great signing. I think Hatem Ben Arfa, if he's the Hatem Ben Arfa of last year, he's going to do a lot of great things for them. And they still have a strong team, and they're going to be fine, even with or without Zlatan. So that's who I have winning Ligue 1. Serie A, I think it will be a little bit more competitive, but I still think Juventus is going to win. They bought very well. Higuain, despite how you think of the huge price tag, £75 million, he's still going to bag in so many goals. He's very talented. He's a very talented player. And Miralem Pjanic is a great signing from Roma. And I think they will also be fine as well without him, without Paul Pogba. Now in the Bundesliga, it's going to be competitive, I think, a little more competitive as well. Wait, I'm just thinking about it, but I still think Bayern Munich's going to win. Just, they're super strong. They're one of the strongest teams in the world. And, now with Ancelotti as their manager, they're still going to do very well. And I do think maybe Borussia Dortmund can definitely make a little bit of a push, but still, Bayern Munich is just super strong. That's why I have them winning Bundesliga. And last but not least, La Liga. I really wanted to have Real Madrid because I think Zinedine Zidane is improving immensely as a manager. But Barcelona is just so strong. Messi, Suarez, Neymar, probably the best attacking trio in the world and one of the best of all time. You can argue if they are the best or not. But either way, they're going to win again. They're going to win it again. They're going to win La Liga again. So that's who I have. That's who I have winning La Liga. So that is it, guys. So I'm thinking actually when the Champions League comes around, with the group stages get released, I think I might do a Champions League prediction. So what are you guys' thoughts on that? And that's really it, guys. Guys, what are your thoughts on the Premier League? Are you very excited? Who are your winners? What's your predictions? Who you have as those award winners? And some of the other winners around the world, some of the other top leagues. So, thank you guys for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe for more content on this channel. And I'll see you guys next time.